So Apple just officially announced the iPhone 16e, and let's be honest, most times it's usually the last child that's everyone's favorite, but could also be a handful. So let's break down a couple of things that were announced with the iPhone 16e. Right off the bat, the phone looks like an iPhone 14, but flip it and you have something that resembles the iPhone 7. It's kind of like an SE in spirit, except instead of the S, they use 16 because, branding. Anyways, it's a blend of old and new in my opinion, but it's also aluminium, not titanium. So still steady, but not as premium as the Pros. Comes in two colors, black and white. Simple, classy, and honestly, that might just edge some people off because Apple would typically give a range of different options on this budget-friendly model. But I guess because it's an SE, that's why we don't get too many colors, because past SEs have just had 2 or 3 colors. Wouldn't have hurt to put one more color option in the mix. But you could spend a couple extra on different cases if you're feeling you want a different color. Nice one, Apple. The display, 6.1 inch, bright and sharp with 12,000 nit brightness, but no promotion, so still stuck at 60 Hz. Which is funny to this day that Apple, being Apple, still makes phones with 60 Hz display, because I think they know that there is a large group of people who don't really care much about promotion. So they try to sell the market. But if you use a 13 Pro and you're one of those few people that care about high refresh rates, then you might want to skip this one, because there is also one more exclusive feature that's not on the phone, and that's always on display. One less feature to save your battery health, and a feature no one really cares about. The phone runs on an A18 chip with the same processor as the 16 and 16 Plus, so you're getting much faster speeds regardless of what you're doing. Apple says it's 40% faster than the SE, third generation, and 80% faster than the iPhone 11. You almost never seem to doubt these numbers because phones are already typically fast these days, but there is one new chip, which is the C1 chip, Apple's first modern cellular modern chip, which is supposed to be for better internet connectivity and 5G. Sometimes you might wake up and think that you need to climb Mount Everest or wander off into some remote area because civilization has become inhabitable. It could come in handy, but we need to check how all this performs in everyday use. Other than that, the phone is still powerful and fast. Aside bumping battery, which Apple claims the 16e offers 26 hours of video playback, that's more than a day, but 9 hours more than the 11 and 12, and just like we've seen since the 15's, USB-C. We all know the action button from the 15 is back and still does whatever you set it to do. Camera, a 48 megapixel 2-in-1 fusion camera. 2-in-1 fusion typically just means a camera setup that blends 2 sensor modes, letting you shoot in high resolution or optimize low light without switching modes. In simple terms, the cameras are supposed to work well in low light, still maintaining high resolution footage, but all this have to be tested, of course, and no camera control. You're guessing because it's part of the 16 family and all the 16s have camera control, so why leave the newborn out? Food for thought. Everyone seems to be pushing AI hard this year, and there's no slacking from Apple with Apple Intelligence. But let's just stay on the topic of Apple Intelligence for a bit, and here's a little hot take. I think the amount of people that use Apple Intelligence on their phones are few, very few, because everyone or almost everyone has ChatGPT on their phones. And Siri, well, we all knew Siri to be a slow learner, but now with Apple Intelligence, Siri feels like she's late for class and trying to copy the smart guy's assignments so she can turn it in last minute to the teacher. It's all the same gist with Genmoji, Siri, and writing tools, but the good news is there's going to be a bunch of new languages coming to Apple Intelligence in April. The price of the 16E starts at $599 for the base storage of 128 gig, and well, by the time you're watching this, it should be available for pre-order. There was this moment watching that 12-minute video where it seemed we were getting something completely new, especially the part where they talked about Face ID, and come on, Apple, that was so 2017. But all well and good with the 16E, leaving the odd last born out of the family until now. It would be worth the upgrade if we had more color options, but most people would eventually still just slap a case on their phones. Another company trying to play it safe. Feels more like a competitor to the Galaxy Edge, but let me know what you think. Anyways, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you're new. I'm XV2XL. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.